Welcome to this tutorial, which is going to walk us through the basic steps required to create a report using the Report Wizard. This tutorial will introduce us to the ideas and concepts in the Report Wizard and get us familiar with the basic settings so that you can create your own reports and start experimenting with more robust reporting. The first thing you do is navigate to the Manage Center by clicking on the cog and scroll down to Reports. You'll see Report Wizard. Click Report Wizard, and we get the Manage Center for the Report Wizard. On this page, you can create a brand new report by clicking Create Report, or you can make a copy of an existing report and edit that copy. For example, if I want to make a copy of this course completion report and make some changes to it for a different report, I just click the button, go to Bulk Action, create a copy, and there we have it. You also can create a new report, which is what we're going to do in this tutorial. To create a new report, navigate to the Create Report button and click. A new window will open with the options for creating a report. The first thing to do is give the report a report ID and report name and select the report type. So I went ahead and created a report ID, a tutorial user list, don't have any spaces there, and the report name. And the report type, you can see there are many types of reports that you can run. We're going to keep it simple in this particular tutorial and go to user information. Once you have selected those types of reports and named the report ID and the report name, you can click Save. I recommend clicking Save before moving on to the next tab. If you want to undo your selection, you can do that, but it will undo the entire selection, not just the last step. So it's not like a undo button in Word or Excel. It will actually undo everything on this page. At any time, if you want to just cancel what you're doing, you can click Cancel Report. And you can get some basic report help by clicking Report Help in the upper right. Some basic information which will help you out if you get stuck. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and click Save again and move on to the next tab, Columns. So as you can see, there's a lot of different information you can choose. In the Report Column section, you're going to select the columns you want to include in your report. Because this is a user report, I'm going to go to User Properties and keep it very simple. I'm just going to select a few fields to include in our report. So I've selected first name, last name, and user ID. And I also want to get a few statistics about this user. So I want to know when they first logged in and when they last logged in. This could be a helpful report. Before moving on to the next column, I'm going to just click Save. And I'm going to move on to the next tab, Grouping. The Grouping tab allows you to create summary reports by grouping data rather than listing it in line by line. So in other words, if you were running a report that you wanted to include, instead of the list of things, if you want to include the sum or the count or the average, you would do that here. In this particular report, we won't be using this feature, but it's good to know it's here. And again, for more information, you can click Help here. And there will be other tutorials that explain this tab in more detail. Under Order, you can choose what order you want the information to be returned in. Now keep in mind, if you're going to export this to Excel, you'll be able to also reorder in Excel as well. But I'm going to go ahead and just show you. You just have to drag and drop to change the order. So in my report, I want the first name, last name, and the first time they logged in and the last time they logged in. I'm going to save before moving on to the next tab. The next tab is Filters. Depending on what kind of report you are creating, you're going to get different types of filters. For the user report, we're going to get this list, and I want to choose only the active users. So I'm going to scroll down to the correct section here. Under User Properties, I'm going to choose Current Status. As you can see, there are a lot of options. Current status, and I want that to be equal to active. I'm not interested in the closed accounts or the disabled accounts. These should look familiar to you if you're working in the user editor. And I'm going to click Save. So now I'm only going to return the active accounts from my report. The next tab is Summary, which just kind of explains what you want to do, and this is where you're going to actually run your report from. Now, a word about the advanced tabs. There's sorting and edit SQL and this tables tab. These are for people who are very comfortable with very advanced reporting and SQL. And that is not something that Lingos is going to be supporting at this time. So we just want to be using these standard tabs. Stay away from the advanced tabs. Everything you need to generate reports is here. So once you have the report the way you want it, you're going to click Save. And let's scroll down and look at our options for actually running this report. So you can run the report right here in the browser, or you can export it to Excel. There's other options here as well, but these are going to be the two that are most common. I'm going to run it in the browser just so you can see what this report looks like, and we don't need to open another tab in Excel. And let me just resize my screen here. I want you to be able to see this. So I'm clicking Run in Browser. Run with report, and here it is. You may recall we asked for the user ID, the last name, first name, the first login for that account, and the last login for this account. We're only returning active user IDs, and we can just scroll through, take a look at this information. Now this is just a sample learning platform, so there's not a lot of information here. Your report might take much longer to run depending on how many users you have, but as you can see, the report is finished here. I'm going to close it, and you can see that after a quick refresh of my screen, I now have this report here. So I can edit this report and use it later. So you want to make sure to give your reports good names and make sure you know what they're for. And that's pretty much it for an introduction to the report wizard. As always, if you have any questions, you can email support@lingos.org. And thanks for watching.